This video is brought to you by the Toowoomba Region Bicycle Users Group. The 10-point plan, point number 1, active transport strategy, policy and budget. TRBUG has had to put a concise time frame on this first point. In the first year of the new council, there must be a new active transport strategy and relevant policies with a proper budget created. This is a priority for the new council if they're interested in active transport. In 2022, Council endorsed their own revamped sustainable transport strategy, but that still has no mechanism to action it. There is no implementation plan at all. Back in 2010, the national peak body of local governments, the Australian Local Government Association, partnered with the National Heart Foundation and Cycle Promotion Fund and others and created a document called An Australian Vision for Active Transport. It is now 2024 and no such action has been taken. The new council must start to close the massive investment gap that prevents any meaningful action being taken in the active transport area. The ideal budget allocation is said to be 20% of the total transport budget. It would be unrealistic to think that could be allocated immediately, but the new council must make a start and at least incrementally increase it at a reasonable level each year over the coming term. Point 2, the BAS signs. A BAS sign is a yellow logo painted on the road. It's a bicycle awareness zone sign. About October 2020, the issue of BAS signs started being discussed with council to decide which roundabouts required the yellow BAS signs or bicycle awareness zone logos that can be seen on the entry and exit of many roundabouts now. A lot of work went into identifying all the roundabouts, then working out a method to rank them into priority order. Agreement has been reached on all of that and the timing of the placement of BAS signs that allows for them to be done when road resurfacing occurs. A funded rolling program is required to achieve the already agreed outcome. Not all roundabouts qualify, but those that have been identified really need some awareness raising signage for riders and drivers, and the BAS sign is the approved sign for councils to use. Point 3, pathway obstructions. The old Toowoomba City Council spent much time and effort creating the Toowoomba Cycle and Pedestrian Strategy from around 2000. Here you can see the updated 2002 version. For the last 4 years, the BUG has been concentrating on getting council to accept that what was regarded by staff in the community as a safety risk to riders and an annoyance to pedestrians back in 2002 remained very much so the case in October 2020, when the issue was raised again 18 years later. Council finally agreed to remove 10 of the about 140 pathway barriers in the week before Christmas 2023. Since 2020, an agreed process has been created that identified all pathway barriers and their location. These were then organised into a priority list with approximately 1/3 placed in each of the categories: urgent, important, not so important, with the agreement that as each pathway barrier came off the top of the list, others would slip up to take their place. This system recognises that 21 years of inaction from previous councils cannot be undone all at once, but we're still missing the creation by council of a rolling and funded program to clear all the obstructions. Why is this being done? Because the current council has endorsed the updated sustainable transport strategy, which seeks to prioritise walking and cycling, or active transport, above the use of motor vehicles in a regional move to address a number of important economic, social and environmental issues all councils are being required to address. Point 4, speed reductions on councils' roads. The current council road safety strategy document, currently under review, clearly shows that high-speed roads are a safety issue. This is backed up by Queensland, Australian and international research. It is not, or should not be, a contentious issue at all. Toowoomba needs more action on road speed reductions to help the move to the transport hierarchy where pedestrians are given first priority. Reducing road speeds involves a proper process involving Council, the Queensland Police Service and Transport and Main Roads. It is not an arbitrary act taken in a council meeting. Point 5. West Creek priority crossings. In March 2023, TRBUG members endorsed a proposal to request Council goes further with the West Creek pathway. The street crossings on Spring, Stenner and Alderley streets need to be made priority crossings for active transport. This is absolutely consistent with the Council's own transport hierarchy and will encourage far greater use of West Creek into and out of the city. Remember, this is not just about bike riders. Many people use West Creek pathway, and the barriers created a lot of congestion with bikes and mobility scooters, riders or parents with pushchairs all converging together. Crossing these roads is hazardous, and trying to use the mid-block pause on Stenner Street is positively dangerous. Already, riders and pedestrians are telling us there is a positive difference on West Creek following the barriers coming down. Point 6. Traffic light timings. Even back in the 2002 Cycle and Pedestrian Strategy, Council staff had identified the problem for bike riders at traffic lights. When no car arrived to trigger the traffic lights, riders could be stuck through 2 or more cycles of lights. This is still the case many years later, and it must be given a top priority as part of the introduction of the transport hierarchy. There is also the issue of red light filters. Across town, wherever these red light filters exist and riders or pedestrians try to coexist with cars, too many drivers fail to give way to people on the crossing. A prime example can be seen in the video at Herries and Dent Streets. Here, riders and pedestrians are frequently threatened by drivers blatantly ignoring the legal right of pedestrians and riders to cross when they get a green walk sign. Point 7. Bashford Street. The Long Street, Bashford Street and Water Street intersection is already in the planning stage. This is another part of the West Creek Green Spine pathway, but it needs to go ahead as quickly as possible. Point 8. East Creek. Council already has some plans for East Creek, which the BUG has been consulted on, but for the moment we're concentrating on creating the West Creek priority crossings. Point 9. Sweeping bike lanes. The painted lines and white bike logos you see around town are Transport and Main Roads approved bike lanes. TRBUG refers to these as painted gutters because they really provide no safety benefit to riders at all. It is the responsibility of Council to sweep these painted gutters, which they do, but not frequently enough because they do not have either enough machines or staff. Point 10. Engaging with TMR. TRBUG works with both Council and Main Roads to improve riding in the region. We have found over the years that there's not enough coordination or cooperation between these two bodies. These two are supposed to be working together to build a coordinated cycle system. We suggest Council takes the lead, since they are responsible for the majority of roads in the region. Thank you for watching our video.